No, here, I'll let you do the intro because you know what to do.
God. Do I?
You do.
Okay.
And this is actually, and for those listening to the recorded version of this, there's not going to be any edits. It's going to be straight, solid piece for this one.
It's lazy and so much work. What episode is this?
130.
130. Fuck. All right. You ready?
Yep.
The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue, the tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. All right.
That's the intro.
Yep. That's the intro. And 3, 2, 1. Hey internets, this is Rev, long time no see, life's been hectic, but this is episode 130, the IRX 2017 special edition. We've got some news, a little bit of news for you guys, because that's time sensitive, and then we have a fuckload of games to talk about, some that you've seen today, some that you'll see by the end of the IRX. Long story short, games. Games, more games, some games, and then there's some games. And if we have time, we might fit in some more games. Grab your pitchfork and your torch, because it's episode 130 of Indie Game Riot.
The Rusty Edition.
The Rust Edition. I like that.
But we're not talking about Rust. So yeah, like I said, no breaks. We're just going to roll straight into it. First of all, it's been a while, Rev, since you've been able to be on this show. We miss you.
It has.
It has. Eric's been doing a commendable job sticking around helping me out, so I'm not by myself looking like a crazy person. But it's good to have you back.
I have this mental image of you sitting there getting into an argument of like a cutout of me, and you're like, yeah, no, Rev, that's a horrible point, and blah, blah, blah. Everybody's just like, what the fuck is going on with this show?
And there's his Twitter. It's not Eric Hunter. It's Reverend DS is his Twitter. Forgot to change that. But anyway, yeah. So what's been going on?
Yeah, huge thanks to Eric for covering for me. I've been working. I've been ridiculously busy in my offline life. I've been dealing with some massive depression issues, and my computer fucking died. So it makes it kind of hard to get onto Skype and do news and all that fun jazz with a distinct lack of computational power. I managed to finagle the use of a roommate's laptop so that I could do IRX and be here on the show tonight.
By finagle, you mean you gagged her and shoved her into a closet for the weekend?
No, I mean I bought tickets on the train to go down to San Diego Pride.
You bribed them.
I was like, I'll pay for your trip to San Diego Pride if you. But yeah, so I've just been busy and lack of computer. I'm trying to save up money, but unfortunately, like you know how it is as you're trying to save for stuff. As soon as you get a healthy chunk together, something massive happens. So I'd managed to put together a fairly decent chunk of stuff to move forward and get a decent gaming laptop, and had an emergency root canal and crown that needed to be done. And then I had my tags are expired. I'm like, it's a bunch of crap. Life stories. It's a sob story.
California,
yeah, here we come. But in more positive news, what do we got? Keen came down and visited me not too long ago. His birthday was just 2 weeks ago.
Happy freaking birthday, Keen! If you didn't know, that picture up there on the left side is not our third host. As a matter of fact, it was Keen's one of Keen's rewards for being our patron on Patreon a while back, and that's the emoji he chose to go into our Discord server.
So yeah, belated birthday. He forgot his birthday cake here. It was tasty.
We ate it while thinking.
Yeah, no, I'm really stoked to be a part of IRX again this year. I hope you guys have been enjoying it. For those that have been joining us, we've been doing some game giveaways. We've been doing so much. Anyways, that's me. How about you? Oh no, what else? Yeah, no, that's it. Good enough. How about you, Josh?
Yeah.
The Rusty edition. I'm sorry.
The Rusty edition. Yeah. I mean, it's always leading up to IRX. It's always IRX, really. Although I mentioned earlier, trying to not burn out so hardcore by kind of like rotating days, giving myself a mental break from it. But it's still been pretty busy in that, and gearing up for my kids to go to school next month, which is interesting to have both of them. But it gives me the opportunity to do some extra work, hopefully do some more voiceover stuff as well. Just, I can bring in a little bit more income that way, which would be nice. And there's something else I was planning on doing. But anyway, that's what I'm looking forward to, is having that time to myself. But it'll be busy because even though my son's going to school, my daughter, especially since she's older, she's going to kindergarten, but I'd also like to get her into like some co-curricular stuff. Maybe t-ball or something, dance. But so that'll add to that plate. But
boxing, get her into boxing.
I thought about getting into her like some sort of martial arts for kids. That way she can kick someone's ass.
Krav Maga for toddlers.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. But what I've been taking this whole time while you were gone?
Insulin and Indie News injections.
Not insulin. I'm not that bad.
Okay.
Just medication, which I just took like a minute ago. Yes, Indie News injection, which we're going to hop right into. The first bit of news, this is non-IRX related, but we wanted to go over it because, that's what we do, and it's kind of recently happened, is No Man's Sky. That is back in the news. I don't know if that's good or bad news for you. But there's a No Man's Sky ARG, which points to new experiences in a familiar universe starting in August, so next month. So there were basically in the game, there's these cassette tapes that you can find that No Man's Sky has been sending out to like community leaders. So I would assume like people who are really active, probably in forums, or just really big fans that are active for them. But after checking out the tapes and all that sort of stuff, they're coming to a point where they think they understand what's happening. And they've registered a website operating under the codename Walking Titan.
Project Walking Titan.
Over 10,000 people have applied. Apparently, they were taking applications to like figure out what's after this. So I guess if you're a big enough fan,
it sounds like a beta to me.
Well, in the familiar, I mean, do you think it's another game, or do you think it's like some add-on, or?
I don't know. Maybe multiplayer.
I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that'd be interesting, but I'm hoping it is an add-on and not another game, because they still need to fucking. I mean, they did improve a lot, I will admit. But there's still a lot they could add to it, and I think this is one of those games that would be appropriate to continue to add to, as long as people are, I guess, buying it. I guess if you're not making money, then I can't blame them for moving on, but hopefully they are, because it has gotten better. I don't know if you've played it. Well, I guess you haven't without your laptop, but
well, my roommate bought it for the PS4, and she got it launch day for the PS4, and we didn't bother sticking it in to the PS4 until the first major patch, because we were hearing all sorts of horribleness about it, and I didn't want to ruin it. So we waited for that first patch, and we put it in, and I think we played about 45 minutes, and it hasn't been touched since. Now,
you should try it again.
To be fair, part of that is also because we immediately then had like Horizon Zero Dawn, and we had, other games that we were interested in playing. But I'll go back and give it another shot.
They changed it quite a bit for the better, so I think you'll enjoy it more.
Okay.
Something else.
Indie Mega Booth standalone show and what that means for indie devs. So there is the Indie Mega Show event in Atlanta on Saturday. No, just kidding. It's this Saturday.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
That's why we say time sensitive.
Right? So as of this recording...
If you're in Atlanta.
If you're in Atlanta or within traveling distance of Atlanta, the Indie Mega Show is touted as a games and music event, and it looks like they're really working to make sure that devs get the opportunity that may not be able to make it to some of the bigger conventions out there. Let's see, what else do we got?
It's pretty cool though. Like, I mean, for those you don't know what Indie Mega Booth is, basically they rent out a large space in prime real estate kind of thing at major conventions, and then indie devs can apply to be a part of the Mega Booth, and therefore they get a lot more exposure instead of one of the cheap booths in the corner somewhere where not a lot of people will walk by it and see it. And then, so Indie Mega Booth has not only helped devs that way, but they've kind of gained a reputation for having good and interesting games, a variety. They're pretty open-minded as far as the type of games that come by. So it's cool now to see that they're turning it into something that they can completely control outside of like their own major convention, which is pretty cool, in Atlanta. So all these indie devs are going to get extra. I wonder who, though, if they're going to have any corner booths at Indie Mega Show. That'd be kind of ironic. But I don't know, I wish I could go. Anyone want to give me a free ticket to Atlanta?
Yeah, no, because it's tomorrow, you piece of shit.
I mean, there's still
I need you here. No, I need you here for IRX.
You and Jacob can handle it.
Yes, I can. It'd just be me staring at the webcam. Like, oh, hi guys, welcome to IRX. There's games. You should go play them. Here's the list. I'm going to masturbate now.
All on cam.
Assuming I could get OBS to even stream.
So the next thing that's on cam is this logo called, and it's has the word Jump on it. For those you don't know, Jump is a new subscription service that's like, quote, it's like Netflix for indie games.
That's what they build themselves as.
That's what they're saying. And it's actually open currently. There's an open beta. You can just sign up, meaning that you don't have to pay a subscription service at this point for the beta. There's only a limited amount of games available to play, but there's some good ones. Always Sometimes Monsters, good game. Sproggywood and Teslagrad is a big one that's on there. And these are all free to play while you're in the beta. After that, though, when it's finally time to put it into a paid format, which will happen on July 24th, it's going to be $10 a month. And they're saying it's going to be a 60-game library to start, which will continuously grow, similar to how Netflix does. It'll continuously grow as they get more subscribers and probably more faith from devs to put their games on there. But the idea behind it is to take games that have kind of fallen out of the limelight and people don't really think about anymore, so they don't get a lot of time in like the front page of Steam or something. The point is to take these games and thrust them once again to the front on their service, so people see it, play it, and I would assume that they probably get paid per
play or
something like that. Yeah. So it's an additional avenue of income for them from their games that have been released for a little while. And if they're working on new stuff, it probably helps them just kind of build an audience, say, hey, this studio makes good games. I would like to see more from them. What do you think you would sign up for this if you had?
I'm doing some research into it right now. And it looks like it's on-demand subscription with no permanent install. $9.99, expand access, blah, blah, blah. Anyone can try. What kind of games? That's fine. They're looking to add about 6 to 10 new games per month. Games will stay on there for 12 months. No in-game ads or microtransactions, so subscribers get the full game experience, including any DLC that's made available.
Oh, that's other interesting thing about that is that they're not going to go through and sell like DLC or anything like that, like Steam does.
Right. But if you release DLC, they'll bundle it into it and jump you up to the top.
Yeah, and they'll say, "Hey, new content, check it out," and they'll put you up featured again.
They will feature multiplayer games.
And this is all played, by the way, inside of their app.
Yeah, that's the part that I'm not so certain on.
Well, I played both Sproggywood and Teslagrad in it, and it works fine.
Oh, okay.
It works. So it loads fairly quickly. Like it doesn't even like install.
Yeah, and that's the part that I'm not certain on.
Bigger games, I don't. Yeah, I would see that. Like, say if they got Arc or something, just say. I don't know how that would work inside of the app without installing it on a computer because it's such a large graphic game.
Yeah.
But I mean, Teslagrad and Sproggywood both worked perfectly fine.
So it does it off the cloud. It says it's not streaming, but they're doing it off the cloud and they're not doing install. This is interesting. I might give it a shot. They do allow for a trial as well as the current beta. It supports PC, Mac, Linux, and supports Rift and Vive VR. Yeah, I think at my base idea, it looks like, without knowing more on the technology side, that I see no issue. Yeah, I would check it out.
I mean, at the very least, it's free until the 24th, so you can get a feel for it yourself. Big Attack brings up an interesting point too about people who mod. It's not like a workshop on this, and you can't, since it's not installed on your computer, you can't manually install mods.
Right.
So that sucks for people who mod, but then again, I think it's more about the devs in this case. I get you could argue that modders are technically indie devs in their own way, but I'm talking about like the game itself.
I wish they had more information on the breakdown for devs. I'd have to do some digging, like how exactly that works out.
Probably contact them as press and just be like, hey.
Oh yeah, no, it's right there. I can send them an email. Yeah. But we're doing the show right now, so I'll just add it to my list. Yeah, no, I'd theoretically, yeah. I see no reason why I wouldn't sign up for this at the moment.
Well, I know what else you did sign up for.
Oh yeah, during the show today.
Yeah.
Indiecade 2017. It's out here in California, where it belongs, on the best coast. It is October 6th, 7th, and 8th of this year in Little Tokyo, downtown LA. Registration, you should be able to purchase your all access pass already. I just put in my registration as press. Let's see, all access pass is currently $349.
But it's cool though. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, it really is. That's super early bird at the moment.
That's expensive.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But it is heralded as the video game industry's Sundance by the LA Times. Indiecade Festival is the largest independent game celebration in the nation. It offers a unique opportunity to play and preview the latest innovative indie games of all types and rub shoulders with the creators of the newest games, as well as legends from across the industry. If you get an all-access ticket, it gets you into all the conference sessions, keynotes, exhibits, and night games. It's a lot of fun. I've been the last 3 years. 3 years. You went to the very first one that we had. That's right. Yeah, so this will be my fourth one, and it is a fuckload of fun, bumping into people that you might recognize on, various shows. Like I've met just kind of walking around on last year before last, bumped into one of the guys from Extra Credits. He's just sitting there. Tim Schafer. We were sitting next to each other while drinking some water.
You had a good talk with Rami Ismail.
Yeah, Rami was great guy. No, it's lots of fun and highly recommend it. So that is coming up October. Hope to see you there.
So, that news out of the way, that brings up the big old topic of the day.
There's this little thing going on.
Called the Indie Revolution Expo.
Couple of nerds.
Yeah.
Showing games.
So we got about 50 games, I think it is, that were... We cut it down from last year, but we might bump it up. Well, 50 games registered, and then like another 24, 25 from the Game Jam, so technically like 75 games.
We showed 28 games today.
Yeah. We might add some more next year, because we're still trying to find a balance as far as like enough time for everyone, and sometimes it goes too fast, sometimes too low. One thing I might do is next year I'll add an approximate time for trailers, because some trailers are too short, some trailers too long, that sort of thing. So I might do that, but to even out the time.
Gotcha.
But anyway, so today was a really good day. 28 games. We had three presentations.
3 really cool panels, presentations. I'm gonna keep calling them panels.
We had legal info for indies. We had
the skill tree, how to provide meaningful choice in an RPG.
Skill tree, and then pursuing your own path from Lonely Egg Studios. Some really deep talk coming from that one.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite moment today? I will say that.
My favorite moment today, when we're done talking and we hang up on Skype. No, no, legitimately. I say that in jest. I am partially serious. I mean, it's exhausting. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I could just sit there and stream." We've been doing it for 12 hours on the dot at this point. And it's exhausting. I mean, I've gone through half a bag of throat lozenges. Josh just barely ate for the first time today. And it's because we got to be there. We're showing off the games. We got to make sure that the panelists are set up and ready to go, and everything's good and functioning smoothly. But I would say that my favorite moment is the fact that we've not had any major technical difficulties.
Yeah, outside of what was going on with Suzanne's internet, which is weird. It wasn't her fault.
Her ISP was fucking up.
But outside of that, nothing really terrible. And that wasn't even that bad, because, I mean, eventually we just went with audio and it was fine. But yeah, it was pleasantly surprised. No tornado.
Knock on wood.
Yeah. Although it's supposed to storm, I think, still at some point tonight. But
so your house might flood tonight.
Nah.
No,
I'm on the second floor, so I don't care.
I'm on the second floor. I would care. No, there hasn't been any one moment. It's just been everything's been going pretty smoothly. Some little hiccups here and there, but nothing like the first year where your house caught fire, or the second year where my house flooded, and things are going well. Things are going smooth. I think people are enjoying it. We've increased our average numbers over last year yet again. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if that's because we're on Twitch now or what. Maybe it's just, this is the third year we've done it. So
this is the first time we're doing this on Twitch. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So I think it was Big Attack. Someone was saying they miss Hitbox. So
I kind of do too.
Hitbox has a charm, but they just weren't delivering.
Right, and that's really sad, because that means we had to suborn our ethics, our standards, to come over here to Twitch.
Twitch.
Fucking piece of shit streaming service that just happens to do its job well. Better than its competitor. I wouldn't mind streaming to Hitbox again, maybe in a couple of years, see if they've shaped the fuck up.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. They were cool enough at the time. Yeah, no, there's been no one thing I've really liked all of the panels. I've really liked all of the games. I really liked how many times you are completely unaware of base facts about some of the stuff that we're talking about. For those of you guys that missed it, the funniest moment for me today was when leading up to this, we were talking about IRX Jam games, and I sat down and over the course of a day, I played all of them, and I was like, "Hey, here's my top 3. Here's my top 2. This one for this reason. This one for this reason." And Josh is like, "Well, today we showed one of the games that's in my top 3 called A Dragon's Freedom," and he's like, "Oh, I fucking hated it. I hate that stupid dragon and blah blah blah, and it was interfering." And I was like, "What are you talking about? Like the whole thing was you and the dragon were working together. You're symbiotic, and the whole thing is." And he was like, "Oh, okay, that changes things a little bit."
I thought I was playing against the dragon. I didn't know I was helping it. I just kept wondering. I was like, why the fuck does it keep stealing my shit? And I thought it was like a commentary on saying that your free will is taken by others. Like there is no free will, something like that.
No, it was great. So I'm gonna heckle him about that for a while. Yeah, how about you? What's been your favorite moment?
I gotta say, I mean, I really enjoyed the last panel, Pursuing Your Own Path, just because there was a lot of inspiration in it, and it makes you feel better. I mean, even not as indie devs, but even just doing IGR and IRX, still a lot of the same stuff holds true.
Right.
And you feel alone a lot of times, like, man, it's not where I want it to be or whatever, but it's true for everyone. So between that and, I don't know, it wasn't really, for me, good, but I'm glad that people enjoyed the live gameplay where I was getting angry.
Bad pad.
I was getting more angry at Innovative Food Company, but they were both making me angry. So I'm glad people enjoyed that. So because of that, it makes me happy about doing that. Those are probably my best. What about coming up? Like, what are you looking forward to the most?
Sleeping on Sunday. There's I really am interested in tomorrow's panel by Raju Das, The Business of Developing Games.
It's actually Corgi
Cannon.
Corgi Cannon. They're actually the publisher for High Risers that we talked about.
Oh, yeah. Excellent. We've got Jacob is going to be swinging by for as a representative of Indie Hangover on press by press.
He's actually going to be hosting the entire time with us.
Oh, he'll be on all day tomorrow?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, unless something comes up.
Well, I knock on wood. Let's see, what else do we got? Some of the games. You're My Hero. I'm interested in seeing. I'm really, really interested in seeing Dr. Kavorak's Obliteration game. It for some reason that title just like I know nothing about it other than the title. And I think it might be a little bit of association because for now I've got it tied in my mind with the same emotional state as Dr. Langeskov.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, it's probably because it has the word doctor in
it. What else do we got? We got other games to showcase. Holy cow, we got so much stuff to do still.
Yeah.
So much left to do. And I'm really looking forward to it. Nobody out here is gonna be able to see it, unfortunately, because we can't show it. In the interest of making sure that nobody's feelings get hurt due to our ranting or raving or our
critiques.
Passionate, spirited critique. as we finagle for awards. But that's always a highlight of IRX for me, is getting to argue and fight.
As tiring as it is, I think that's probably what I'm looking forward to. It's a lot of fun, even though it's tiring, doing that game debates, and we got more things to debate this time around. So
why would you do that to us?
We discussed this last year, so it's not just my decision.
I know. We talked about that a year ago. You wouldn't expect me to.
Past me didn't give a shit about future me. So as far as games go, I'm really looking forward to Sally Face.
Okay.
Another really cool point-click type of game.
Metronomicon is on my list.
Metronomicon is a really good game, especially if you like rhythm games. Unearned Bounty is free to play, by the way, and it looks fantastic. And I don't know if he's still doing it, but he was. If you message him on his Discord, I think he would put your logo as like an option to put on a sale, like as your Jolly Roger type thing.
I think I have a logo in there.
Nice. Pixel Academy is back, by the way, but that's another one.
Dean Razavi's doing closing doors in game design. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the first word in that.
Wait, let me try.
It's clearly German.
Yeah,
Torschlusspanik.
Wait, hold on. I gotta go find it. Let me look. I'm gonna figure it out. Don't tell me. Wait.
No.
Torschlusspanik. Torschlusspanik.
Sorry, my German's really, really rusty. Closing doors in game design. It's always a pleasure to have Dean on the show.
Yeah, just wait until I actually have to pronounce it, and I'm going to look really dumb. I'm like, all right, up next is Dean Razavi talking about
German gibberish. Torschluss. But it's always a pleasure to have him on the show. I can't wait to see what he's got for us this year. And then, what's the other one? Dr. Bacamazzo or Bocamozo.
He goes by Dr. B.
Dr. B.
Yeah.
With a name like that, I would too, because I would never have gotten out of kindergarten if I had how to spell it. Representing TakeThis.org is going to be talking about mental health in the studio. And I know that I'm not alone in having to deal with that sort of thing. And even though I'm not actively working in a game or game studio, a lot of that is definitely going to be useful, I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm going to be part of a panel. I mean, it's still kind of more of a moderator position, but also joining in for the voice acting panel. How to cast and direct voiceovers for your game. So tips from voice actors who also have a little bit of experience in casting and directing. So just to give you an example of games that everyone's been a part of, Ark, Survival Evolved, Tether, that's me.
Freedom Planet,
Folktale, Freedom Planet, and Pit People. Those are some game examples that the various voice actors have been in. So, you know.
Jerry Jones, Tamara Ryan, Patrick Seymour, and Piper Fay. And then
Piper was on the Lonely Egg Studio, by the way, if you were here earlier. She's their voice actress.
my voice actress.
Yes,
dealing with immersion, we have so much still to go over. Like, we've got music and indie games, Confessions of a Console Gamer. We have so much, and we still have tons of games to talk about as well. I'm apprehensive because I know I'm not going to sleep well tonight because I'm going to be all wired up. As soon as we're done broadcasting, I'm going to crash for 30 minutes and then just be like, Oh, so many, like, I got goosebumps just thinking about how I'm going to feel in 30 minutes after we're done.
I'm gonna strip. Is what's happening. I am so gross right now. You want to know how I described what it's like sitting here all day today? I was like, it's like sitting in a sauna that is covered by a tent, but instead of a tent, like a nylon tent, it's like a giant
greenhouse tent
squatted over top of the sauna and stretched out a scrotum around you.
Like, there were several times where he's like, "Oh, it smells like ball sack in here."
Yeah. Oh, so much sweat. It's so gross. I need to go. So yeah, Indie Revolution Expo. What compared to the past 2 years? What do you think has been most like? Where do you see the most growth? Would you say? Because I mean, like you said, we've got more. We've increased the average of viewers again.
Yeah, we've done that, but I think part of it is we're kind of getting into the swing of things. Like we're kind of hitting our stride. Much like if you go back and you watch the first 20 or so episodes of Indie Game Riot, we definitely had some hiccups and some problems and stuff like that, things that didn't quite flow very well. But as we got more experienced at it and we got more in line and an idea as to how things were going to go, even the things that were causing, a hurdle, we just take it in stride and work around it. And I think we're doing much the same now. Everybody's been really understanding and Johnny on the spot, and we've been able to adapt, like, oh, this went slightly over, this went really fast, and we just kind of morph with it, as opposed to the first year where we were like, oh my god, we've got this schedule, we must be to the schedule, if you don't break this, and it caused all kinds of problems.
I was stressed out that first year. I remember I was thinking about it today, actually. I was like, because like what was going on with Suzanne, I was thinking about it today. I was like, man, if this happened the first year, I would have been freaking out. Like what do we do?
Well, but I mean, and that one we didn't have any. But then last year we had Chuck Carter, he got stuck in a meeting until partway through his assigned panel slot, and we were just like, oh, cool, we're just gonna swing with it. We there's nothing we can do. We've reached out to him, so let's try and fill it in. And the fact that the not only us but our audience is so understanding. I think the fact
they're as
that
laid back as we are, which is one of the top compliments that we always get, is that everyone enjoys how laid back this expo
we're
is.
Not like uber uptight and pretentious and all of that. Yeah, no, I could definitely see that. But I mean, our audience is also, I think, because the majority of our audience is individuals that are in game development, and they understand that little things can go wrong and cause issue. Everybody's really understanding of those little hiccups and the bumps in our road.
It's the spirit of the indie community.
Exactly. I mean, it's nothing's ever going to be perfect. I mean, nobody's perfect. I mean, Indiecade's been going for 10 fucking years, and they still have hiccups, like, oh shit, and some of their hiccups are fucking huge.
Wait, tell me. I want to feel better about myself.
Oh, okay. So the reason last year's Indiecade was at the CSU campus was because like 3 or 4 months prior to Indiecade, they were informed by the city that the place that they had been doing Indiecade had been ripped out for construction, and so it was unavailable. And so, like, 3 months before the largest indie festival in the world, and
that would have pissed me off.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like,
Wow.
but if you go there, were there still hiccups? Yeah, there was. There was still some problems with, like, oh hey, did we really plan this correctly? One of the bigger ones was two of the showcase rooms were inside and done in such a way that you could only have like 30 to 40 people per fire marshal. But according to the fire marshal, they could only have like 30
So
to 40
they had to
people in
control people in and
there.
out.
So they had to control. There was which, I mean, to be fair, you'd expect that at any convention. Like, oh, I'm going to go in and see the game. But the problem is there's like 30 fucking games in each one of these rooms.
So people are spending a lot of time in there, and you have to
and yeah, I mean, and so, like, I went in several times as press, and was just like, hey, can I hop in there? Like, well, you got to wait in line. I was like, I really need to see this game before I leave, and I don't know as I'm going to be able to. It's the last one in this list because I've been trying to rotate through to allow other people to get in. And so they were understanding, and they definitely fudged things, but I mean, that's just kind of how it is. Everybody's like, oh hey, yeah, no, this was kind of an emergency setup and we did the best we could. Everybody seemed to be happy, so the us being here and doing IRX, yeah, we've learned. We're not perfect. We're not going to be perfect. Next year, I don't want to even think about yet because it's not even a year away.
Give me 6 months.
Right. But yeah, our panelists are all fantastic individuals that really know their shit, and our games are fantastic. Even the ones that are still in that kind of proof of concept phase, right? Like, everything shows a lot of potential. No, I'm really happy with the overall this year. Overall, I would say contentment is.
I am content.
Yeah, I would say that's the area that we've grown the most this year.
Yeah, we're a lot smoother.
Mm-hmm.
How's that beer?
Cold.
Good.
Yeah, I was thinking about turning on my my AC just to rub it in.
Expensive for AC, man. It's a problem. Anyway, anything else you want to talk about IRX related?
Thank you guys for joining us for it.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hope you guys have been having fun. I hope you're looking forward to 2 more days of fun. Yeah, thanks. Thank you guys. You guys are the reason that we do this. I mean, we'd probably, like I said during the show earlier today, we'd probably still be doing this because we're cantankerous and stubborn bastards. But without you guys in our audience, this sort of thing wouldn't really have a purpose other than our own ego stroking.
Stroking that ego.
Exactly.
This is the end of the show. Short episode because IRX.
Exhaustion.
And again, to reiterate, thank you for the support, guys, for sticking around. Some of you pretty much all day. Holly was here until he was about to pass out, basically. Big Attack, I think, is still here. You guys are awesome. Thank you. And I hope to see you tomorrow if you are able to join us for all the games and panels, presentations, whatever you want to call them. All day I've been whoring out. I won't even do it right now.
Well, I'll do it. I'll be the whore this episode.
Okay.
This is Indie Game Riot. You can find our shit at indiegameriot.com. No, feel free to support us on Patreon if you like what we do, and you like what you see and you want to see more and better of it. All funds that we get from that go directly into meeting our goals through Patreon that are listed there, as well as helping fund, the site and little things here and there, projects that we're working on. You can join us in our Discord. I don't know the address to that, but the link is below this stream, and it's, go to indiegameriot.com. We're on Facebook, Twitter at IGR Podcast. And
contest.
Oh yeah, we got a contest. We're doing a contest specifically for IRX 17. By the time you guys see the recorded version of this, it's over. But for those of you that
should have been here live, bro.
should have been here live this time. For those of you in chat, we're running it through Gleamio again. It's 13 games: the Metronomicon, Sally Face, Hunter's Legacy, Epic Manager, Ginger Roll, My Mom is a Witch, Orbox C, Sirius Online, Pew Pew, Where Are My Internet, Spirit Sphere, God, I want that game, Tough Story, Big Hell, Sorgina, Witches, A Tale of Witches, Dr. Kavorak's Obliteration Game, and Cleo's Lost Idols. All of those, one winner at the end of IRX, and off and on throughout the IRX, the next 2 days we'll be giving away games. I've got a copy of Epic Manager, or 6 copies of Orbox C, one copy of Hunter's Legacy.
That's that D&D for you.
Yeah, right. And one copy of Tough Story Big Hell that is still kind of up for grabs.
Like
we'll be mixing
Tough
that.
Story fun as hell.
Right? No, it is. So yeah, swing by, bring your friends, tweet us out, hashtag IRX17, help us overload that and steal it away from the International Retailer Expo again.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Yeah, let's have fun. I'm glad you guys are with us. Thank you so much. All of this and more at indiegameriot.com. I'm going to finish my drink, and Josh, say goodbye. Any last words?
Tired.
Say goodbye.
Toodles.
Have a good one, folks.